Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie and it has been a hot minute since I posted on this channel. My last video was updated back in February and it is now mid-July, so it's been a hot minute. I am going to be doing my channel completely differently now. So I used to upload 3 times a week and I'm now planning on uploading once every other week. This is because I am no longer door dashing, I am no longer working at Amazon, I am relying simply on my full-time job, which pays me bi-weekly. So that is what we'll be stuffing from now on. And my envelopes themselves have changed, my binders have changed. So today we're just going to go over what those changes are. Not necessarily what the changes are, but what my binders and envelopes are now. So I have 4 binders, which is what I had before. But now this is stuffing pretty much my entire paycheck and not just that portion that was set into my PayPal account, as well as my side hustle incomes. So my 4 binders are separated into bills, debts, miscellaneous, and PayPal. So I still do have that PayPal account for my, I guess, long-term savings, or like things that I don't necessarily want to keep in a place that I have easy access to. So let's go through my binders and see what my envelopes are and what my breakdown is. I do have my breakdown for each stuffing, or how much the bill is, written on the envelope. So let's just go into that. So starting with bills. So my first bill is therapy, which is $40. I go every other week and it's my Friday after my paycheck, so I will stuff that every week. Then I have my monthly subscriptions, so I just have how much they are and when they're due written out here. So I have $21 on the 2nd, $2 on the 21st, $16 on the 26th, $16 on the 27th, and $50 on the 30th. Then I have my psych. So I have not reached my out-of-network deductible for my psych this year, so it is currently about $90, and I go about every 4 weeks. So that is what I'll be stuffing there. For Hulu, it is $22, and that is due on the 2nd. For Banfield, which is my one cat's, I want to say health insurance, but it's like a discount program where I will pay every month for coverage and then they will do her services for cheaper, some of them for free. That is $77, and that is due on the 5th. For Spotify, I have the audiobook premium version, so I pay $28. That's due on the 10th. My gym membership, I belong to Planet Fitness, which mine is currently closed for renovations, but they still billed us this morning. So it is $25 that's due on the 17th, and then I have a yearly $49 fee due on January 1st. My electric bill is currently about $150, and that is due on the 17th. It's actually only $128, but every year I'm on the budget program, so every year they will recalculate how much it is, how much is actually due. So I want to overstuff it so that whenever they adjust it for next year, because this year is extremely hot. We've had like 8 days in the 90s already, and it's only mid-July. I'm suspecting that will go up, so I want to overstuff so that I can compensate for whenever that kicks in next year. My car insurance got a little smudged, but it is $140, and that is due on the 19th of each month. My Xfinity bill is $79, and that is due on the 22nd of each month. My gas bill, I am not currently on the budget program, so I am planning on stuffing $75 per month. This month's bill is only $22, but obviously it's July. I'm not using much gas. I don't have any gas appliances. I think maybe my water heater might be gas, but other than that, not much gas usage going on right now, but I want to stuff $75 per month, or per month, so that whenever I do use gas in the winter, I won't be short a lot of money, and I won't be surprised by that. Chewy is my cat's food. It is $77, and that is every 10 weeks, so I will stuff that in increments. My water bill is about $350, and that's due 4 times a year, so quarterly. So I'm planning on stuffing $60 per pay. And then I have my yearly subscriptions. So I have a $50 on March 9th, $40 on November 17th, $15 on November 18th, $44 on December 30th, and $44 on June 30th. So those are all my bills. There is an awful lot of them, but this is my thickest binder. So we'll go from my thickest binder to my thinnest binder, which is actually my debts, which if you've been following me for any length of time, you may be surprised about because I have a lot of debt. I have, I believe right now it's about $124,000 worth of debt. However, I have earlier this month reached out to a debt negotiation team. So they are working on consolidating all of my credit cards into, well, for me, 2 monthly payments, bi-monthly payments, and closing those accounts. So I will no longer have credit cards. I'll no longer have access to my credit cards. But they are negotiating for lower payments and lower interest rates. So I will see a light at the end of the tunnel, I guess. I also am receiving my inheritance check very soon, most likely today. But my grandmother was diagnosed with cancer back in March and she passed in April. And we are getting our inheritance checks from her. So I'm using that money to pay off my student loans and my car payment. So I will not have those to deal with any longer. And this debt binder is for my remaining debts. So let's get into it. First up, we have my mortgage, which is $350 every other week. So I pay that the Wednesday after I get paid. So I will stuff $350 per pay. FCM, which is my debt negotiation company, is currently taking out $560 on the 1st. I have a personal loan that I am paying a little bit extra on to kind of knock down the interest, and I'm paying that about halfway through the cycle. So I'm paying an extra $100 on that on the 10th. My second FCM payment is due on the 15th for another $560. And then I have my actual Upstart payment, which is $517, and that is due on the 24th. So that is currently all of my debts. And I am not planning on getting any other credit cards or anything anytime soon. I'm not responsible enough for credit cards, clearly. So I'm just going to try to stay clear of that for the foreseeable future and just live off of my means, and not get myself back into trouble like I've been in for the past 15 years with my credit cards. So that's my plan there. So moving into my miscellaneous binder, this is kind of for everything else that's in my main bank account. So things that I will be spending regularly that don't fit into bills and are not debt related. So first up is my gas. This is my gas for my car. I'll be planning on stuffing $150 per paycheck. I fill up once or twice a week, so I think that $150 should be good to last me for 2 weeks. For groceries, I'm also stuffing $150. I do have a Sam's Club membership, so I buy most of my stuff. I'll just place a Sam's Club order, and it'll come, and then I'll just need to buy a couple like smaller things. But I think that $300 a month should be reasonable for me. I live alone with my cats, and the cats are obviously already taken care of with that Chewy order. Up next, we have hair lashes and facials. So I am allocating $95 per paycheck to this. If I can't do the full $95 for some week, it's not a big deal, especially for my hair, because I only get that honestly once or twice a year. So this $95 per month or per pay is planning on getting my hair done 4 times a year. So if I'm not able to do it, that's fine. For month ahead, I am planning on doing $125 per pay, which is about 5% of my income, which is not, I know it's not a lot, but it is something, and we'll get there. Once I pay off my other debts, pay down my bills, then we can put more in. And then I brought back my savings tracker from my old binders. So this is my little piggy tracker. I have calculated that I need about $5,000 per month to cover all of my bills. So there's 100 pigs, so each pig is going to be worth $5 or $50. And as I fill them in, then will see the money in my month ahead fund growing. And then once I get the full $5,000 for the month ahead, then I will work on a 3-month emergency fund. So this is my emergency fund, is my month ahead. I'll work on a 3-month emergency fund. So I'll break out a new tracker or just revamp this one for $15,000, or whatever my monthly, 3 times my monthly payment is due at that time. Up next we have nails. I get them done about every 3 weeks and they cost about $90. Here is my set that we're working with right now. I got hot dog nails. I got these done on the 4th of July, so that's why we have hot dog nails. Then I have Stash, which is an investment app. I'm doing $10 every Monday. I'm actually doing $5 every Monday, plus $5 once a month, plus a $3 fee every month. So I'm just going to leave this at $10 per month, or per Monday, and just overstuff it. And if I need to pull money from somewhere, I can pull money from here. And then I have Sweet Treats, which is basically my vending machine at work, buying energy drinks, buying breakfast, whatever I want, and I will do $20 per pay. It's better for me to budget something and try to stay within that budget than to not plan for it and have to pull money from somewhere else. And then I have my wax. I go about every 5 weeks, and that costs $200 after tip. Next is Fundrise, which is another investment app. This I do $10 on the 10th of every month. Next is Dollar Shave Club. My subscription is $11 and they pull it 4 times a year. So my next one will be on the 1st of September, and I'll just make sure that I have $11 in there. Then I have Scentbird, which is a perfume subscription. They pull that, I believe, every other month, but honestly, I don't see it come out, so I'm not sure how often they pull it. But that is $53, and my next payment for that should be due on the 1st of August. So I'm going to have to check my account and see what's going on with that, because like I said, I haven't noticed payments coming out. Let me grab a drink real quick, because I've been yapping. And my final binder is my PayPal binder. So this is my not necessarily long term, but things that I won't be spending from regularly. Sorry, my cat just hopped up. So first up is Crochet by Jamie, which is my Etsy business. I am planning on stuffing $15 per paycheck to cover my advertising. I am currently on a yarn buying ban, and I have all of the hooks and needles that I need. So this is really just for advertising at this point. Then I have festivals. I am planning one more festival for this year and 2 festivals for next year. So I'm going to put a chunk of my inheritance in here. So everything in here is going to get a chunk from my inheritance. And then it will be stuffed bi-weekly with everything else. So I'm going to put a chunk in from my inheritance, and then I will be stuffing $15 per paycheck to cover Lost Lands for this year, next year, and EDC Vegas for next year, which is the week before my sister's wedding, actually. For my prescriptions, I'm stuffing $15 per pay. My insurance cycle is from June to June, or June to May, I guess. So it just started, so I have not reached my deductible for my prescriptions. So I am right now needing to pay a little bit more. So I'm doing $15 per pay, and that should cover my monthly prescriptions. For Shindigs and Shenanigans, which is hanging out with my friends, I'm going to again stuff a piece of my inheritance, and I will be planning $10 per paycheck for hanging out with my friends. For regular old spending, which is whatever I want to spend money on, I am planning $100 from my inheritance and then $30 per paycheck from my paycheck. For travel, I am actually going to Virginia Beach with my friend in two and a half weeks. So I'm stuffing a piece of my inheritance for that to cover all of that. And then I'm going to Hawaii for my 35th birthday next October. So I will be stuffing $10 per pay at this point. That will have to go up at some point because Hawaii is not cheap. But right now, $10 per paycheck to just start building that in the meantime. And then wedding is my sister's wedding. I'm her maid of honor, so I will need to pay for the bridal shower with the bridesmaids, as well as the bachelorette trip, so my portion and then my portion of her portion. And then I still need to buy my dress. I'll have to do my hair and makeup. I'm sorry, my cat just knocked something over. And just whatever, like the emergency kit and that kind of thing. So I'm putting a piece of my inheritance in here and then $10 per pay after that. So that is my new binder system. That is what we'll be stuffing every other week. I am back, but you will only see me every other week. You will not see me 3 times a week, probably ever again. And I will only be stuffing, I will only be filming my stuffing. So my unstuffings, I'm just going to do, as the transactions clear, I'm just going to pull that money out so I don't have to worry about it. Everything is budgeted out in my envelopes already, so I'm not going to have a budgeting video, so I'm only going to be doing my stuffing, and I will be doing that every other Thursday. So there will be one this coming Thursday. I will also include a video for my inheritance, so that, assuming my check actually does come today, that should come out on Monday. If it doesn't come until Monday or Tuesday, then obviously I'll push it a day or two. But yeah, so that is going to be it for this video. I'm back. Let me know if you missed me down in the comments down below. Let me know what you've been up to for the past 5 months. And I will see you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and if at the very least on Thursday with my next cash stuffing.